Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shit.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Undrlvld. My name is Chris. I appreciate you all being here and for the continued support. Just want to quickly remind everyone that we're about 95 subscribers away from our next giveaway. That giveaway being some random games that I have Steam keys for, so yeah, you have that to look forward to. I just want to get into this, so I'm joined by a very special guest who taught me how to play a wonderful game called the DC Deck Building Game, made and developed by Cryptozoic Entertainment, a game that I have grown to be quite fond of. And I'm joined here with Mr. Is it Mr. Bear, Mr. InnsmouthBear? How would you like to be referred to?
Mr. Bear works. Everyone calls me different things. That's totally fine on mine.
All right, I'm joined by Mr. Bear, and before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to your league. You have your own league. You want to talk about that for a second?
Sure. Yeah, I run the Solo Crisis League. We're going to be going over the DC deck building game a lot today, obviously. That's the whole point of this. We'll get to Crisis Mode, I think, in a future video, right? Yeah, so Crisis Mode is kind of a co-op version of the DC deck building game. And it has, some stipulations within the rulebook so you can play it true solo. The Solo Crisis League allows you to play true solo within certain parameters, like everyone plays the same villains. You get to choose your hero that you play, and then you get ranked at the end of each round based on how well you did, measuring things like the size of the main deck, how many the villains you defeated, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. We're in season 10 now, and there will be a season 11, so we're going to keep going.
Excellent. So if you want to follow his league, or if you want to join his league, I'm going to leave a link down to his YouTube channel down below so you can go over, show some support, show some love, and if you're interested in the game, join his league, because from what I've seen, he's the only one trying to build a community around this game, and there's a lot of people that are into this game, so it's only going to go up from here.
That's right.
So I decided to start this little series because I wanted to get back into the game, because I'm super rusty. It's been a while, and I want to bring more. I want to help bring more awareness to this game, because I think it doesn't get the justice and credit that it deserves. So I figured, but might as well bring the guru himself here to give me a refresher, to help teach other people how to play, and then together, hopefully, we can get more people into this game. So he's already gone ahead and set everything up for us. You want to just kind of briefly go over the general setup of everything?
Yeah, of course. We'll go over the main lineup here. We'll start there. So the game is, it's themed. We are heroes, and we're going to be taking on supervillains, right? We've got a stack of 8 supervillains here right at the top, because there's 2 end goals here. Either we defeat all the supervillains, or the main deck runs out. Since it's standard DC deck building game, those are the 2 things that can cause the end of the game. But we only start with the ability to punch them. We have cards in our hand. I'll pull out some here from mine. Get 5 cards out of there. Okay. So our deck is made of 7 punches and 3 vulnerabilities. As you can see here, the punches, I'll give you +1 power, and that's the currency that we're using to buy new cards, essentially. And vulnerabilities do nothing. They don't give you anything. They take up space in your deck and weaken it. So there's 2 types of cards that do that. Vulnerabilities, which you start with 3, and weaknesses. Weaknesses we can gain as we play, and we'll talk more about that as we experience things that actually cause that. So that'll be things like villain attacks from other players, or like first appearance attacks from supervillains, and we'll deal with that as it comes up. Just put those back in my hand here, and let's talk about the lineup. So as I said earlier, there's a stack of the main deck here is made of a stack of 114 cards, and we're going to start with 5 of them in play. Okay, you can buy any card in the lineup, assuming you have the power to do so. So you're gonna draw 5 cards for your hand, and you can play all of them in any order that you choose. Uh, the order is not going to matter so much here in the early game, but later on, as we unlock abilities like the Penguin out there, it's going to be important what order we play our cards in. So, but for now, we'll just play cards as we have them. So we generate power through punches right now to buy stronger cards so that they go into our deck in the future, and we have a stronger hand in the future, therefore allowing us to buy stronger cards, etc., stacking up until we can eventually beat the supervillains. Now, if there's not a card in the lineup that you can afford, there's always going to be kicks. There's 16 in the game. It's very rare that you go through all 16, especially in a two-player game. But the kicks here are going to allow you to generate 2 power. So one kick is the same value as 2 punches, but only takes up 1 spot in your hand. So that's obviously very important. That's a very it's a very common tactic to just buy a few of those in the first few turns, so you get some high power turns very quickly. But again, that kind of depends on what your first few hands are, doesn't it? Do you have any questions so far?
How would you determine the value of a card?
Okay. Yeah, we can go over that. Um, there's a few different ways. So depends on what you mean by value. If you mean the cost of the card, you're going to see that printed in the bottom right of each card. So Suicide Squad here costs 4, Titan's Tower costs 5, the Penguin costs 3, Green Arrow costs 5, and Fastest Man Alive also costs 5. There's a few 5 cost cards out there. That's a pretty expensive first lineup. You'll also notice a few other things about these cards. They're different types, and they're distinguished by 2 different things. One, their color scheme, and also a little label in the bottom left of their picture, and that little bar between their text and their photo. So we've got the Suicide Squad's a villain. It's got a red card. Titan's Tower's a location of this pink card. Green Arrow and Fastest Man Alive are both heroes with their blue card. That's going to be important for some things. There are going to be events that say like remove a hero from your discard pile or something like that, or spend a hero. And as that comes up, we can use those card types. Locations are a little bit different. Those have the ongoing ability, which means once you play it, it goes in play in front of you and it stays there for the remainder of the game. I don't think that there is anything in the standard game mode that's going to remove those, so we don't have to worry about those going anywhere. Their ability text remains in play, and you can use it for every single turn, which makes them really powerful cards. So, as I said earlier, we're going to purchase these cards to make our deck stronger so that we can ultimately defeat supervillains. Supervillains in this game mode actually go into your discard pile, so you get to play them. So, supervillains serve 2 purposes. They're going to be obstacles between you and the end of the game, but they're also really, really strong cards that you can purchase and have, and they have strong abilities attached to them also. So, let's just look at the Ra's al Ghul one here for an example, real quick. If I were to purchase him and play him, he'd get +3 power, and at the end of your turn, put this card at the bottom of its owner's deck before drawing a new hand. So at the end of your turn, you're going to put your cards you bought or used in your discard pile, draw 5 new cards, etc. But with Ra's al Ghul, he'll go to the bottom of your deck instead of the discard pile. So what that means is that you'll get to him very soon, most likely, right? Because your deck's probably not going to get too big, and honestly, you're going to get to him much faster than you would if you put him in your discard pile at all, because he'd be shuffled and who knows where in there. So that's a really cool, and it's a reference to his resurrection ability, right? That's one of the really cool things about this game. Their card text, the mechanics of each card is really tight with the theme of the character in question. It's one of the great things about this game. We can talk about more things like attacks and defenses, but I think it might be better to talk about those things as they come up. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Oh, we got one more thing, don't we? Oh, wait, you know what? We have one more thing to cover on the card anatomy. I forgot to cover. So we already went over the cost, the card type. Card text is pretty self-explanatory. It's what happens when you play the card, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the bottom left corner here, there's a little star with a value in it of every card. Some of them have asterisks with exceptions of what they mean within their card text, but for the most part, it's a number. That's the VP value of a card, okay? That's the victory point value. At the end of the game, so either when the main deck runs out or when all the supervillains are defeated, whichever happens first, we are going to count the VP of our deck and count the value. Whoever has the highest VP at the end of the game is the winner. So you might come to a situation where you see a card that you don't really have an idea of how to use it, maybe, or maybe you just don't see how it's going to function well within your deck, but it's worth 3 VP, and you're going to have to come ask yourself, do I want that card for the VP value at the end of the game, even though it doesn't really function with the rest of the deck I've built here, or do I want to leave it there for my opponent to get and let them have 3 VP? So there's a kind of a push-pull on how you want to buy cards, more so than just the ability, but what it's going to give you at the end of the game.
All right, I think it's time to get into this. I think you're right. The rest of it we can kind of explain as we're playing.
Yeah, there's one more thing we got to cover before we get started, though, and that is the character we are playing. I'll shuffle these up real quick. There are 9 DC characters in here, and they're all Justice League characters within the base set. Each of the different base sets is a different theme, and we'll talk about those as we play those. But this one's very Justice League themed. Your character is who you are playing, obviously, but it also comes with an inherent ability. You could play this game with just the cards that you purchase and have fun, but what's really cool is you have a character like Superman that really likes superpowers, so you build a deck focused on superpower cards. There's no superpowers in the lineup right now, but kicks, believe it or not, are a superpower. So we're talking about those orange cards. So your strategy, you might have one from the beginning of the game, or you might have a hero that you are assigned, and you decide then and there how you want to approach it. Or, however the main deck shakes out, you might just have to make those decisions on the fly. Whatever plan you have, you might have to throw out because your opponent bought the card you really needed. Or you have a card you need, but you can't seem to get it when you want, so you need to get some destruction cards to thin out your deck. All sorts of strategies we'll talk about, and your hero is really important on which strategy you want to go with. For hero selection, the rulebook says that you just assign a random one. I personally am a fan of giving a player 3 characters and letting them choose one of them. Are you okay with that?
I'm good with that.
All right, so I'm going to put 3 in front of you. And why don't you, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll let the teacher go first.
Okay, so I'm going to look at my 3 characters here. And I have 3 I'm very happy with. I'm not going to complain about any of these. So we have Cyborg here, right? If you play 1 or more superpowers during your turn, you get +1 power. If you play 1 or more equipment during your turn, draw a card. So that's really strong, right? With Cyborg, you can lean into 2 strategies, really. You can lean into superpower-based deck and equipment-based deck, but use those together to have some really strong hands with like +1 power, which is really valuable. It seems like not a lot, but that +1 power can mean a lot in a few turns. And drawing a card is always very, very useful. So that's also really good to have with Cyborg. And you can see superpowers and equipment. Who's that work with? Cyborg, right on theme. Next up, we've got Superman. +1 power for each different superpower you play in your turn. I mentioned that during my example because that's a really, really strong option, right? Kicks are a superpower, but if you play 3 kicks, you only get +1 power because it is for each different superpower. But it's not hard. I mean, the lineup up there only doesn't have any right now, but lots of superpowers are going to show up. And especially if you get the Man of Steel card, which we'll talk about when it shows up, it's going to be a very powerful turn for Superman.
Yeah.
Next up is the Flash. He's got the inherent ability of going first. There's no getting around that. It's supposed to be a random selection for the beginning of the game, but if you choose the Flash, you go first, end of story. And then his ability beyond that reads, the first time a card tells you to draw a card during each of your turns, draw an additional card. So let's go up to the lineup real quick. If you look up here, we've got a card up here in Fastest Man Alive. And it says draw 2 cards. If you play Fastest Man Alive and you have Flash as your hero, you're going to draw 3 cards. And since your hand is 5 cards, drawing 3 cards is a 60% gain on the size of your hand. That's a huge impact on each turn where you draw cards. That's the 3 I have. And I'll just talk to my thought process here, okay? The Flash is good. He's a good character. Card draw is really strong in the DC deck building game. The more cards you play during your turn, the better off you're gonna be. Superman. If I get that Man of Steel card, if I have access to that at all, I'm in for a really quick game where I can generate massive amount of power on a regular basis. Cyborg is a very versatile option, right? I can lean into multiple different deck styles and have a different benefit for each of them, or combine those two to have an even stronger deck. So this is a tough choice. As I said earlier, these are 3 of my go-tos for this particular game. Um, I think I'm gonna go the superpower route. I'm gonna go Superman,
I don't
and I'm
blame
going
you.
to yeah, I'm going to remove Cyborg and the Flash from the game. So that was a lot. I just wanted to make sure I cover it all. And you go right ahead. So, if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. And I'd love to hear what you think about the heroes you have.
All right, so my lineup, which we didn't play in this, for him to have Superman, and for me to have Batman, that was just all
No.
you saw him shuffle. But I got Batman, +1 power for each equipment you play during your turn. Very similar to Superman, except instead
Definitely.
of superpowers, you have equipment.
And
Martian,
there's some strong ones. Sorry.
and there are some strong equipments and stuff in the game. Too. I like how you have like the big 2 of the DC universe. If they give them like the
Yeah.
exact same, pretty much, ability.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I have Martian Manhunter. If you play 2 or more villains during your turn, +3 power. If you play 2 or more heroes during your turn, +3 power.
Now that's stackable. So if you play 2 heroes and 2 villains, that's 6 power.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we have the fish talker himself, Aquaman. You may put any cards with a cost of 5 or less you buy or gain during your turn on top of your deck. Could be very strategic. Like in this case, you could easily buy, like, say, the fastest man alive. And then your next turn, you're guaranteed to draw 2 additional cards.
Yeah.
Now, for me, everyone knows my favorite superhero is Batman. Everyone
That's
on the
right.
channel knows that already. Now, I would go for Martian Manhunter because, the man deserves a lot more respect than he gets. But, I mean, he chose Superman, so I think it's only right. I think it's only right that I go Batman.
All right.
Alright, so I'm just going to put him right here. Alright, we both have our cards drawn. So I think we're ready to go.
Very well. I guess you have to choose who goes first randomly. There are... Here, I've got a D20 here, it looks like. You want to just roll and highest goes first?
Sounds good.
Go
After
for
you.
it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I did not do that right. Got a 9, so looks like I'm up.
Alright. Go for it, Man of Steel.
All right, so you'll see me pay a lot more attention to this later in the game, but for these first 2 to honestly like 5 turns sometimes, I just put my whole hand out there and go for it. I've got 4 punches. That's 4 power, right? Now I've got a pretty strong advantage here in the early game, honestly, because those kicks are always available to me. And they're worth 2 power, but with Superman's ability, the first one I play each turn is worth 3 power, which is almost as much as I went for a total within this hand. But I'm going to step outside that strategy for a bit and actually go with the Penguin. What I like about his
Ah,
ability is it's draw two cards, then choose and discard two cards from your hand. And what I like about that is it's hand customization. I've got 10 cards right now. 3 of them are vulnerabilities. Penguin can discard up to 2 vulnerabilities if they happen to be in my hand and give me a much stronger outlook on a hand other than what I would have otherwise had. And kicks, because the superpower, the thought I had about the superpowers and Superman's ability, kicks are pretty much always going to be available. You're not about to buy 16 of them on your next turn, so I can just do that next turn if need be.
all right.
So then all the cards I purchased go in my discard pile here. This handy dandy tabletop simulator sorts them for you, or you sort them for you, I guess. And I will draw 5 new cards. Now, before we start your turn, we do refill the lineup. So we just take the top card of the main deck, flip it, and fill it. The lineup's always 5 cards, and that's that. So if you bought 3 cards, we'll put 3 cards out there. If you bought no cards, we put no cards out there.
All right,
Let's
now it is my turn. I mean, look how expensive all these cards are. I don't really
Yeah, that's
have.
pretty intense. You're looking at a kick almost guaranteed.
Yep, definitely a kick. I have my 3 punches, which I gotta
Yeah.
say, still one of my favorite things about this game is how every card is an image from a comic.
Oh, yeah,
Like, the art is awesome on all these
it
cards.
is. Very strong.
But yeah, I'm gonna go for a. Oops. I'm gonna go for a kick because everything else is way too expensive.
Yeah.
And that'll go ahead and end my turn.
I mean, I'm
Oops.
gonna have to be right there with you because I played 1 vulnerability last turn, which means my hand has 2 vulnerabilities now, and I'm just looking at 3 power. So I think I'm just gonna follow suit with you and get a kick for myself. And now we're kind of stuck in this small loop where until one of us can afford those 5 cost cards, we're not gonna be refilling the lineup. So
Yep.
you'll see that I played my hand, and that means I no longer have a deck, right? So which
Mhm.
means you just combine your discard pile, we'll flip it, we'll shuffle it, and that's your new deck. And that's it. Draw 5 cards
Awesome.
and I'm good to go.
All right. And for me, well, um, you know what? I have 4 punches. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab Suicide Squad.
All right, get an attack, huh?
Yeah, I mean it has +2 power, just like a kick. I don't really need to focus as much on superpowers. And I'm thinking about that long game with the
The VP
VP for
bonus.
Suicide Squad. Yep.
Gotcha. Good call. All right, get a new card out there real quick. It's Cheetah. Hmm. Okay. That's a strong ability on Cheetah there. I'll let you check that out when you get a chance. But it reads gain any card of cost 4 or less from the lineup. Now, it doesn't grant you any power, doesn't do anything special for you other than gaining a card, which goes to your discard pile. But you can see how that'd be pretty valuable,
Definitely.
especially in this early game. If you got that in late game, you probably couldn't do much with it. But right now, it can be really strong.
Hmm.
All right, I've got another all starter hand here. So I've got 4 punches and a vulnerability. Let's see what I can do with that. Oh man, Cheetah, I want it. I'm gonna go with another kick though, just because Cheetah has a strong ability and it's going to be useful soon. But with all those 5 cards, those 5 cost cards out there right now, it's not useful yet.
Yeah.
And
Right
that's
now,
me.
for me, let's see what we got up here again. This is a tough one. So I got my kick, and I have 3 punches. So I have 5. So I could get one of these
Ooh. Yeah,
expensive cards.
there's some good options out there too.
Now, part of me wants to go for utility belt because, I'm Batman. But at the same time, that fastest man alive is very
They're both good options,
tempting.
especially if you're looking at the late game. Doesn't utility belt come with a VP ability?
Um, yes,
Like,
if I have
yeah, I
4
thought
more
so. That's
equipments, yep.
right.
But then again, Cheetah in the early game. However, this isn't like Crisis Mode, which we will get into eventually, where we keep stacking up on the lineup. So
Mm,
I'm gonna go. Probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go with the fastest man alive. Yeah, that'll go ahead and end my turn. And we got Solomon Grundy. When you buy or gain this villain, you may put him on top of your deck. Ooh, that's pretty good. Plus 3 power.
yeah, guaranteed 3 power next turn. All right, I'll start off. I've got kick, which for Superman here means I got 3 power there. And then 2 punches gets me to 5 power total.
Nice.
So now I get to look at some of these more powerful options. I do want Grundy, but he costs 6, so that's out of my league right now. That's Titan's Towers ability. I believe that's the one that costs 2 or 3 cards. Yeah, so
Yeah.
when you play a card that costs 2 or 3 during each of your turns, draw a card. There's also a side strategy, right, of me buying utility belt just to deny you of it. I'm personally not a big fan of that strategy, so you don't have to worry about that. Um, I think I'm gonna go for 2 cards. I'm gonna get
Oh,
myself Cheetah and a kick.
very nice.
So that's another 3 power card for me in the future, as well as the ability to just gain cards outright through Cheetah. It's always good to have a good mix of cards that give you abilities and cards that give you power, because they're both
Mhm.
going to be important in the long run.
Definitely.
And we obviously haven't had to deal with the supervillains yet because neither of us are approaching anywhere near the 8 power he costs.
Yeah, having a very expensive lineup to start with was
Yeah.
slowing things down just a little bit.
But the good news is as we slowly get there, we're going to ramp up very quickly because we got some really strong cards.
Mhm. Okay. So, what I got with me, I got my Suicide Squad and my 3 punches. So, once again, I can go for an expensive card, and this time I'm definitely going to go with Utility Belt. Cuz I mean, I'm Batman. I got to have my utility belt, right?
Yeah,
So,
clearly.
I can only draw 2 cards and I have to reshuffle my deck, put it back in the pile and draw the additional 3.
All right, I already replaced the card you purchased, and we've got who is that? I think it's Bulletproof. That's right.
Ooh.
All right, so now we're going to get into a turn where it's important my card order, right? The order I play things. I'm playing the Penguin, playing him first, and I'm going to draw 2 cards and then choose 2 cards in my discard pile to discard. Obviously, it's very important I play him first because then I have the most cards to choose from when it comes to what I'm going to discard. I'm going to discard 2 punches. I didn't get any
Oh wow.
vulnerabilities in my hand. I was hoping to get rid of a vulnerability that way, but that was not the case. I will then follow it up with Cheetah, and I'm going to gain Bulletproof.
Ooh, good.
And then I've got 3 power from a kick. I only get 2 power from the second one, so that's 5 total. And then 6 with a punch. So it's starting to get up there, as you can tell.
Yep.
Um, X-ray vision, Solomon Grundy. Those are the two I'm trying to choose. I'm trying to decide. Do I want to go X-ray vision and get a kick along with it? Or do I want Solomon Grundy for just one card that gives me 3 power and guaranteeing that 3 power in the next turn? I think I'm going to go the X-ray vision and kick route in order to lean into Superman a little bit. And hopefully that works out in the long run. Because
Excellent.
it is each different superpower, so the more different superpowers I have, the better off I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how that shapes out.
Which people haven't gathered, like we said, like this with the victory points. This is more of the competitive PvP type game,
Right.
but there is like Mr. Bear said, there is the cooperative mode, which is the crisis mode, which we'll be getting into in the future, which I think a lot of people are gonna dig because crisis mode is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely my go-to.
Same here. All right, so let's fill up this lineup. Ooh.
Dark Knight is a good card, especially for what you're playing.
Dark Knight. Gain all equipment in the lineup. Then, if you
Yep.
play or have played Catwoman this turn, you may put a card you bought or gained this turn into your... Wow. Put it in your hand.
Yeah.
That's really good. And my second Suicide Squad if I get it.
Yep.
All right, let's
So what are you
see.
looking at?
All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to play the fastest man alive to draw 2 additional cards.
Nice.
And I got myself 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, and sadly 2 vulnerabilities. So I cannot get Dark Knight, but I will go ahead and grab the second Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Group this up. Replace that for you. Another
Ooh,
cheetah.
another cheetah. Interesting. I honestly didn't consider that there might be multiple of that card in the game. All right, so we're looking at. I've got a pretty basic hand here. I've got 3 punches, 2 vulnerabilities. Nothing special.
The classic hand.
Yeah, all right. Um, do I want to do another cheetah? I think that might be too much. I'll get another kick, but I'm probably going to slow down on the kicks pretty soon
Mhm.
because when you have multiple of the same card, right, that ability doesn't stack. So I'm actually hurting myself if I have too many kicks.
Yeah, how many kicks would you say is too many? Be it for the Superman deck or just in general.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess it kind of depends on the layout of your deck. If you still have all 10 starter cards, you're going to want more kicks, right? Because it's going to balance that out a bit more. But once you destroy all the starters, I make the kicks my next target. Because destruction, we haven't seen a card that does that yet, but it's a really, really important thing to consider once you have access to cards that do that. Um, with that in mind, I guess I don't have a flat number in mind. I would say that if you have more than 2 kicks in a hand, you probably have too many kicks.
Yeah.
Once you get to 3 kicks in a hand, unless, like, you have just, like, a really bad shuffle and you happen to get all of them at once, you're probably limiting yourself
Mm.
because it's better to have, like, a card that says +1 power and draw a card than a card that is just +2 power, at least in my opinion. I think you're gonna have, a much more, level deck where that's going to, uh, give you strong amount of power on multiple turns as opposed to relying on, "I hope I get all of my kicks this turn."
Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Let's see. Let's see what I can pull off here. So I got 2 punches, vulnerability, Suicide Squad, and Utility Belt, which now my Batman's ability kicks in. I gain +1 for each equipment I play during my turn. So this will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's nice.
So I could go for Solemn Grundy, get that +3, and I'll be on the top of my hand, top of my deck, I should say, for my next turn. Or I could go for Dark Knight and Cheetah. I think I'm gonna go. Oh, man,
It's always fun to see those hard choices play out.
it's a really hard choice because it's like either one could be good, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna go Dark Knight and Cheetah.
Okay.
Only because for some reason my gut is telling me don't get Solemn Grundy, but that might come back to haunt me. We'll see.
Wow. I'm curious why you're saying that. Why are you not interested in Grundy?
Well, with Cheetah, I was
Hmm.
assuming watch there be a really good forecasting card during my
Okay.
next turn where Cheetah would, or when eventually I get Cheetah. But
Yeah.
I feel like if I chose anyone over Batman, that's just like a personal attack on my soul, you know?
I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Let's see what I got here. We're gonna start with a kick, so that's 3 power. Follow that up with bulletproof. That's another 3 power. So we're at 6, 7, 8. So, do I want it? Do I want Ra's
That's
al Ghul?
a
Or do I
tough
really
one.
want John Jones?
That's a tough one.
It is. I mean, it's advancing the game, right? And I'm
Hmm.
in a pretty strong position already because I've got enough kicks and other superpowers floating around that I get some consistent power. Um, John Jones though is one of my favorite cards because you can get the ability of a supervillain without having to buy it.
It's tough.
It
I do
is.
not envy the position that you're in right now.
And the other part is we haven't really talked about this yet, but if once someone buys that supervillain, we will get an attack against us from the next supervillain that we're both going to have to deal with. So
Yes.
it's something you have to think about. You aren't just going to buy the supervillain and you're fine and everyone else gets attacked. You're also being attacked. So you want to be in a good position to deal with whatever that is. So I think I'm not super comfortable with my deck just yet. So I'm going to go with John Jones. I have 2 power left over, but nothing to do with it. So that's just the end of my turn.
Which, like he said, once we defeat the supervillain and the other one comes up and attacks us, that's where the cards like his bulletproof that we just saw with the defense tag, that's where that will
Yep.
come into play. But we'll get into that when we cross into that. So for me, I have 4 punches and a kick. So I have 6. So I'm actually gonna go this time for Solemn Grundy.
Grundy. All right, good choice. He goes on top of your deck if you want.
That's gonna go right on top of my deck, and that will end my turn.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna refill the lineup here. Ooh, Mara. I really like
Mara.
this card. So if your discard pile is empty, so it just happens to be in your first hand, you get a +4 power. That's a lot of power from a
Nice.
3 cost card.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to plan that. Like if you were playing Aquaman, right? And you bought that while you had only one card on your deck, you could buy Mara, put her on top of your deck, and then you're guaranteed to get 4 power with her next turn.
Mm-hmm.
All sorts of stuff like that. I'm going to start my turn with Cheetah. Gain a card of cost 4 or less from the lineup. Let's see. There's only one, and it is Mara. So Mara, I will just take. I'm not going to ignore her. Um, Next up, got a kick, getting me 3 power. Another kick, 5 power. Another kick, 7 power. 8 power here total. And that's what I was talking about earlier, right? When I have a hand of 3 kicks, I probably have too many.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have 8 power. And I'm thinking, do I want to get Scarecrow so that I have an attack? Because having attacks is useful. It weakens your opponent.
Yeah.
Do I want a location to start getting some extra abilities from there? Like all my kicks are going to trigger Titan's Tower. Heroes I have like John Jones are going to trigger the Watchtower, so there's good reason there too. Either way, I'm buying one. Or do I want Ra's al Ghul? I didn't even consider that. I've got 8. I
Tough
think I'm
choice.
going to. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a kick and one of these. I'm gonna go Titan's Tower. I think that's gonna help me in the long run the most.
All right. Let's see what we got to replace. Another X-ray vision. 2 X-ray visions. All
Okay.
right, let's see what I have to work with here. So just getting out of the way, I got a vulnerability and a punch. I'm going to play Cheetah and just snag one of these X-ray visions. And I will play the fastest man alive. Draw 2 cards. Alright. Sadly, another vulnerability. But I do have utility belt, which with my Batman's ability would give me 3, so that's 4. And with Solemn Grundy, that's 7.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and, because I feel like I'm going to be buying more heroes, I'm going to go ahead and grab Watchtower.
Okay.
And that will wrap up my turn.
Very well. Let's fill that line up. See what we got. Ooh, good choices here. We've got the Bat Signal. It's +1 power and put a hero from your discard pile into your hands. That allows you to play things like, yeah, exactly. All those strong heroes you've been seeing, get them, play them multiple times through each cycle of your deck. Swamp Thing. We each have 1 location, so that is a 5 power card for us. If you
Yep.
control a location, he gets +5 power. That's nothing to laugh at. That's a lot of power. Okay, I will start my turn with the Penguin, drawing 2 cards and then discarding 2. I'm going to discard 1 vulnerability, and I'm going to discard a punch. Follow that up with X-ray vision. Because of Superman, I do get 1 power from that, and then I get to play the top card of your deck. So what are we looking at?
Let's see what we... Oh, it's the last card. Dark
Oh,
Knight.
good choice. Does that mean I gain
You
all of
gain
those? That
Bat
means
Signal.
I do without even have to buy it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just take that, and I have 1 power from X-ray vision because of Superman. 2, 3, 4 power. Is that enough? That is enough. I can purchase Swamp Thing. That is a
Ah,
really strong hand for me.
that was a good
Really strong
turn. That was
turn.
a really good
Yeah,
turn.
that's gonna pay off quick. Hopefully, you get something you can gain with your Dark Knight soon. Hopefully I didn't take that from you.
Alright, we got Super Speed, which is also a defense card, and Lasso of Truth, which is also a defense card. That's not too shabby. So what I have is so I have 2 Suicide Squads, a vulnerability, and 2 punches. So I got 6 total. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab Super Speed and Lasso of Truth.
Ooh, double up on those defenses.
Get some defenses. It might come in handy in the future.
Yes, they probably will. I'm gonna fill this lineup real quick. Ooh, Nth Metal and Batmobile. These are strong options. So Nth Metal is the first time we've seen a destruction card this game. It's +1 power, and look at the top card of your deck. You may destroy it. Now, with each of us having 10 um, starter cards right now, 7 punches, 3 vulnerabilities, there's a lot of things that we can destroy. So there's a strong chance we get to use that often.
Hmm.
Batmobile. If this is the first card you'd play this turn, discard your hand and draw 5 cards. If you have a garbage hand, but Batmobile's in it, start over. That's a really good option.
Very good option.
Yeah. How do I want to handle this? All right, we're gonna go with, we get 3 power from this first kick. Unfortunately, I've got Bat Signal with no hero in my discard pile, so it's just 4 power now. and I can use Cheetah to gain a card of cost 4 or less. So I'm going to gain X-ray vision, and I'm going to use my 4 power to buy Nth Metal. And that's going to be my turn.
All right.
Oh, the rest of my hand was vulnerabilities. I'm sorry I didn't talk about that.
No problem. So we got another green arrow and Clayface.
Clayface, strong card. I keep saying that, but it is. It is a really strong card.
So what I'm gonna do... Alright, so first I'm gonna play Fastest Man Alive and put down these 2 vulnerabilities. So let me draw 2 more cards. Okay, so I'm gonna play X-Ray Vision.
Okay.
So what do we have at the top of your deck?
Oh, that's right. Top of my deck. It is a punch.
It would be. Alright, so we got 1 already. Played Lasso of Truth, which gains a +1 for my Batman, so that's 3 total. I'm going to play Utility Belt, which will bring me up to 6 total. And I'm going to play the Dark Knight, which will bring me up to 8. And I will gain this Batmobile.
Good choice.
So, I could be strategic. I could be strategic like Mr. Bear, or I could try to spice things up, which I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and grab Ra's al Ghul.
Okay. I was thinking my next opportunity. I was going for him too, so we're about the same spot.
What's his ability? At the end of your turn, put this card at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
I'll let you get set up, and after you're set up, we'll deal with the repercussions of that.
Which will certainly be something. And there's the
Ooh,
Catwoman.
Catwoman. Yeah, you're going to want that.
All right. Go ahead and flip that supervillain. Let's see who we're facing this time.
All right, I'll bring it. Oh, there we go. I'll bring it right here. It's Brainiac.
Ooh.
First appearance attack. Each player chooses 2 cards from his hand and puts them on the table face down. Shuffle all the chosen cards face down, then deal 2 back to each player at random. Okay.
Wow.
So 2 cards face down, huh? Here's 1. Here's 2 from me. I'll let you put your 2 in there, unless you have a defense card.
Nah. Here
So
is
this is
my
that time
2.
where this is the first time we would have been able to use defense cards this game. It's when you reveal one from your hand, essentially, and do whatever it says.
Yep.
All right, we'll put these 2 together. I'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. Care to share what we gained?
Yeah. Vulnerability and
Oh, we each put a punch of vulnerability, and I got both of them. Both punches, and you got both vulnerabilities.
Heartbreaking.
That's pretty tragic, yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking.
So these get dealt back, so these do go back into our hand. I am sorry.
Oof.
I thank you, but I'm also sorry.
I think he's stacking the deck a little bit, guys.
I shuffled. I don't know, man. Blame Tabletop Simulator. All right, we good?
Yep.
All right, we'll start with the Penguin, drawing 2 cards and then discarding 2 cards. I'm going to discard 2 punches. Follow that up with X-Ray Vision, getting 1 power and playing the top card of your deck.
Suicide Squad.
All right, so that's a 3 power total then. 4, 5, and 6 power. All right, what do I want to do with 6 power? Clayface sounds nice, but that would be all I get out of him. I think I'm going to go with Scarecrow and start getting some attacks going. It's not something I do often, but you've got a bunch of defense cards. Like, you bought a few of them, so I don't think you're going to get hit that often. But
and this is an educational game session,
That's right.
so if there's ever a time for you to start attacking.
Yeah, I'm not a vicious player. You'll be fine.
High-tech hero. If you
Mm-hmm.
played a superpower or equipment this turn, +3 power, otherwise +1. Alright, so unfortunately, because I got the 2
Yeah.
vulnerabilities, I only have 3 punches.
Oh man, the repercussions got you hard. Are you sure you wanted to buy Ra's al Ghul? Do you regret that yet?
I regret it a little bit. Um, so this is the hard part. I could get Catwoman because it synergizes with my Dark Knight card,
Yeah, of course.
but I do have more equipments than I do the Dark Knight or Catwoman, so I feel like High Tech Hero would
Mm-hmm.
be the better choice for me.
Yeah. That high tech hero that would have worked with either one of our heroes. So that was it's an easy choice.
Mm-hmm. Fortress
Oh,
of Solitude.
yeah, that is a must-have location for mine. It is the first superpower I play each turn, draw a card. So even if I can't afford Brainiac this turn, Fortress of Solitude is calling me, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, it's like a
We're gonna
must
start
for
with,
your deck.
yeah, it really is. So we have 3 from Bulletproof here, because it's 2 plus my ability. Another 3 from Kick, getting us to 6. 7, 8, 9, 10,
Ooh.
11. So now I actually can I have to actually decide, did I really mean what I just said? Or was that all hyperbole? Because I could get Brainiac, and you already have one supervillain. Supervillains aren't just strong cards, they have a lot of VP. If you haven't been looking at VP, a lot of them are just like 1, 2, 3. Brainiac here is worth 6 VP. I'm not sure what the VP value of Ra's al Ghul was. Can you see him?
I think it was 4. Yep, 4.
Yeah, so I mean that's a lot.
Yep.
That adds up. So again, I have 11. So I could go either all Brainiac, or I could do like Fortress of Solitude, Clayface, and Catwoman. Just go crazy. I think I'm gonna go Brainiac. I think it's time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I mean if you've got that, you've got Ra's al Ghul right now. I've gotta make up some lost ground there.
Right. I'll let you get settled and then we'll do the
Yeah.
flip.
I have no defense cards in my hand, so this is happening. What is it?
Me neither.
All right.
All right, so we have the Joker. Each player puts a card from his hand into the discard pile of the player on his left. If the card you
Okay.
received has a cost of 1 or greater, put a weakness on top of your deck.
I have to make a choice here.
I'm gonna give you a
You're giving me
punch.
a punch? All right, I'll be nice. I'll give you a punch also. We'll just even it out.
Yeah, there we go.
I had other options. I was thinking like I've got a lot of kicks. I can give him a kick and then he'll also get a weakness, but like there's no point in that right now. We're doing just fine. That would have been the optimal move if I was trying to crush you, but I'm not.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I got to work with here. So, first I'll play Watchtower.
Yeah, that's gonna stay out there. That's a good card.
That up here. Unfortunately, I don't have a hero to follow that up with. But I'm going to... Actually, yeah, I'm going to play Cheetah. And I'm going to take Clayface.
Yeah, of course.
And I have a Punch and Suicide Squad. And I'm going to take Catwoman. And that will end my turn.
All right, let's fill this lineup here. We've got Starro and Bat Signal again. You missed out on that last Bat Signals. Maybe this will help you. But Starro's another attack card. All right, I'm going to start with a fun little card here with John Jones. I get to play the
Ooh.
supervillain and then return it. So what's Joker do? I didn't actually look ahead of time, so let's figure it out. +2 power, and each foe chooses either you discard a card or I draw a card.
Let's see what I got here. Actually, you know what? I will use a defense card. I have super speed,
I don't think it was an attack, but yes, that is a so attacks would be labeled an attack. Oh, no, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not an attack.
Oh, okay, it was only the first appearance. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is kind of akin to X-ray vision, which has an ability that affects other players, but it's not an attack, so you can't defend against it.
Then I will definitely let you draw a card.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
I'm looking at 3 power here of this kick. I've got Mara, but I've got a bunch of stuff in my discard pile, so now we're at a total of 5. Oh wait, I got power from Joker too, so that's actually 7 power. Hold on.
I think
Hold
8 because
on.
you get a +1 because of the kick. Forget Superman, right?
I'm gonna just go back a little bit. I made a mistake. I'm gonna play. Feel free. You don't have to edit that out or anything, but I'm gonna start with Titan's Tower.
There we go.
Getting that out here. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Then the kick, getting us to a total of 1, 2, 3 power, plus the 2 from Joker gets us to 5 power. Now that kick is going to trigger Titan's Tower, so I will draw another card. Then it's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 5 more gets us to 14.
Nice.
I'm starting to get those high power cards. Now I really want to get Joker, but I really want Fortress of Solitude, so I'm going to go with that route. I'm going to get Fortress of Solitude, which leaves me with 9 power.
Still a lot.
There's still a lot I can do out there too. Starro sounds cool. Bat Signal, I think, is really good. It's just, I don't know if I have enough heroes to make that happen.
Yeah.
I just haven't been into Green Arrow. I almost never am into that card. I don't like that Green Arrow character art. I'll be honest. I prefer my Green Arrow to be bearded.
Yeah.
With a hood. I'm not a big fan of the New 52 goggles look. Oh
It's a little
man.
it's a little it's a little weird. Looks like he's on a ski resort or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna go the bat signal route. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I made a decision. I
Alright,
gotta
so
live
we
with it.
got Green Arrow's bow, +2 villains. Super villains cost 2 less. Ooh.
I like that one.
And Bulletproof, another defense card. So let's see what I gotta work with. I got Superpower to draw a card, so I will shuffle. Oops.
Oh, optimal. Okay, cool.
Oh man.
Sorry, I just drew my hand. I'm looking forward to next turn. Hope you are too.
All right, so let's see what I get. So I got a punch and a kick to bring me to 3. Suicide Squad to bring me to a 5. Solomon Grundy to bring me to 8. And Batmobile, which with Batman will bring me up to 10. I'm going to
Nice.
grab the Joker.
Oh man, I thought he was all mine. I was counting down the next turn. Okay, we'll deal.
All right, so let
Let me
me
know when you're ready and we'll get this thing all
these.
set up. Don't you hate when you
Oh,
play a defense card and then you know you're going to get attacked next turn?
yep. Especially with the hand that I got. Terrible, terrible hand.
Who knows? Maybe you'll just pass the hand to me. We'll see how this goes.
All right,
All right,
let's
so our
see what we
next
got.
villain, it's Deathstroke. He reads, just get zoomed in here. His first appearance attack is each player reveals his hand and destroys a hero, superpower, or
Oh,
equipment in his hand. So I have to destroy a hero, a superpower, or an equipment. I gotta tell you, I don't wanna.
or discard
Um,
pile too.
I have no discard pile right now. So it's
I do.
reveal hand, so I will put my whole hand out there so you can see it because that's part of it.
You want to see my
Uh,
wonderful, my
yeah, I
wonderful
mean,
hand? Check
yeah.
check
Oh,
this
look
out.
at that. It's art.
Check this out.
Oh man, it's awful. So I guess this is pretty much only affecting me. To destroy a hero, a superpower, or equipment. I don't want to destroy Mara because I'm in a position right now where I have no discard pile, so I'm going to get 4 power from her. I'd hate
Hmm.
the destroyer. Is it destroy or discard? I'm sorry. Did
I
I,
think
did I misread
it's
it?
uh destroy.
It is destroy. And Swamp Thing, I mean, that's 5 power right now. So I'm
Yep.
actually going to go against Superman and destroy X-Ray Vision.
Ooh, betraying the Man of Steel.
I mean, I'm betraying my strength, I guess, to have a really strong turn right now. We'll see if that works out in the long run. All right, and I guess I'll just start my turn, and I'm going to start with Mara, getting me an easy 4 power. Now that triggers Titan's Tower, so I then draw a card. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Okay, Swamp Thing's up, getting me up to 9 power, and then we're going to follow that up with John Jones.
Ooh.
So I get to play the supervillain.
Gain a hero
Just
or villain from the lineup. If you choose not to,
w-
you get +3.
well, I'm going to just gains. Oh, or just get +3, you said?
Yep.
Starro costs 7. So, I mean, that's a much more profitable move, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, for me to just gain him
Mm-hmm.
than it is to just get 3 power. But still, good option. So 5, 9, 10 power once I add this punch in.
You could get Deathstroke right now.
Oh, I'm going to do it. I didn't even look at his cost yet, but if you say so, I'm in.
Yeah, he's a 9. He had enough.
Okay,
Ooh, another penguin on the lineup.
good card. Let me just get my hand ready here.
Actually,
I.
let me read Deathstroke again.
Hmm.
Each player reveals his hand, destroys a hero, superpower, equipment from his hand, or discard. So I need to destroy something.
Oh, yeah, you have a hero superpower equipment, so one of those 2 stacks has something for you.
Um, I'm gonna get rid of the kick only because my Batmobile, just like a kick, is a +2 because
Yep.
of Batman, and the Batmobile has the added benefit where if I get a terrible hand, I can replace my hand.
Yeah,
So
of
I'm gonna
course.
destroy the kick.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done too. It's the way to go.
And now we see
Yeah,
our
let's
next
see what our fate
supervillain.
is.
Ooh.
Atrocitus.
Each player puts a random card from his hand under his superhero. When this villain is defeated, put each of those cards on top of its owner's deck.
All right, I'm just gonna roll a die for mine here. I've got some right here.
Do I want to put a punch or a vulnerability under that? Let's put a punch.
I just lost a kick, but that's okay. It'll be back. Let's put that under my Superman here, next to it at least.
And to make this super simple for you, I'm
Oh
going to end
yeah,
my turn because I can't do anything with 3 vulnerabilities and a punch.
no, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start my turn off with Fortress of Solitude.
Ooh.
Now here's a really cool one, right? Fortress of Solitude is triggered by superpowers. Titan's Tower is triggered by cards that cost 2 or 3. I'm going to play a kick, which triggers both, drawing 2 cards, and getting me to 3 power. Then we'll play Cheetah, gaining a card that costs 4 or less. We're going to go ahead and get. I'm conflicted on this one. I'll talk through it. I'm going to try and keep talking through things as they come up. I really like how Penguin works. You've seen me use them a few times now.
Yep.
Green Arrow is, I mean, that's 4 power towards supervillains. That's really good. And Bulletproof is a defense card, and I keep getting attacked and being unable to defend myself. Plus, Bulletproof leans in to my particular character. So, what to do? I think I'm going to go the Bulletproof route because I really do need some defense cards.
Yeah. It's a good
All right, so
call.
I'm at 3 power, 4 with a punch, 5 with Bat Signal, but now I also get a hero back into my hand. Um, what is the button for that? Search here. So I could go with Swamp Thing, Mara, or John Jones. I think the strong option is pretty much always going to be John Jones for me.
Hmm.
So I'm looking at 3, 4, 5 power, and whatever John Jones gets me, which is 6, 7, and destroy up to 2 cards in my discard pile. All
Ooh,
right. Do I have any vulnerabilities in my discard pile or no? What do I got here? Yes, I have 1 vulnerability and 1 punch. I'm going to destroy both of those. So that's a really powerful turn.
that's good.
So I forgot where I was power wise. We're at 3, 4, 5, and I think I got to 6, 7 with Atrocitus. So I can't
Yes.
afford him, but you know what I can afford? The other 2 cards I was thinking about. So I
Ah,
basically got every card I wanted anyway. I
that
do
was a
like when it
good
works out
turn.
that way.
That
It
was a
is
good
because
turn.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I made a tough decision and then it didn't matter because I got everything I wanted anyway.
Utility belt, poison ivy, and super speed. Let's see what I can pull off on my turn. So I will play the fastest man alive, draw 2 cards, and I'm gonna play Clayface to draw an additional 2 cards.
Yes, that's the way.
I will play utility belt for +2. Well, actually +3 because of
Plus 3,
Batman,
yeah, of course.
and I will play high tech hero. So that's +6 so far. Let me read this card again. All right, I'll play Catwoman to bring me to 8, and then I'm gonna play the Dark Knight
Oh, nice.
to gain utility belt. And I think because I played Catwoman, that goes utility belt goes in my hand, right?
You're absolutely correct. Yep.
All right. So, oh, and then I'm just gonna play it. So that's, is it each different for
It's
each
each different one.
equipment you
So you only get +1 for
Okay.
one of the utility belts.
All right. So 2, 4, 6, 9, 12. And we got 13, 14, and 16 with Suicide Squad.
That's good.
All
So what are
right.
you gonna lean into? Do you wanna try and end this game, or do you wanna I mean, that's not the last one, but we're just flying through supervillains now, which is good to see.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm try to be a little strategic. So I'm gonna take Atrocitus,
Okay.
and that'll leave me with 6 more. And I'm actually gonna take Green Arrow.
Okay. Gonna go for that long con.
I'm gonna go for the long con. Let's see if that plays out, man. I'm playing with the master here, so I gotta try to be a little more strategic.
No, I think you're doing just fine. Oh, and we get
Oh,
those cards back. You beat Atrocitus, so we get those
and,
cards back.
and I get to draw a card because of I forgot to draw a card because of Watchtower because I played a
Nice.
hero. So I'm gonna play X-Ray Vision to look at the top card of your
Oh, I'm
deck.
sorry. I was actually gonna ask you real quick before we do that. What did
Go for it.
Atrocitus text say? Did that card go back on top of my deck or did it go in my discard pile?
Uh, top of your deck.
Okay, so you're gonna get exactly what he took, which is a kick.
Oh, actually, you know what? Then it wouldn't be X-Ray Vision because I beat Atrocitus first. It would be the Punch.
Yes. So so you wouldn't actually have access to X-ray vision anyway.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So I'll just put that in the discard pile because I can't do anything with 2, and that will end my turn.
All right, we'll deal with this next villain when you're ready. We have 3 left.
Yep, I'm all ready.
All right, let's see what we got. Oops. It is Parallax.
Oh,
First appearance attack. Each player reveals his hand and discards all cards of cost 2 or less.
oof.
All right. That's not gonna hurt too bad, I don't think, but I'll put him out there. So I
I'm
got a
gonna.
kick, so that's not going anywhere.
I will defend with Lasso of Truth
Good call.
and
All
draw a
right,
card.
so I've only got 2 cards that cost 2 or less, and it's the 2 punches here. So those are gonna go away. But other than that, I'm okay.
All right.
And I'll draw these cards back.
I'll just let everyone know that was the correct way of using a defense card because his first
Yep.
appearance says attack. That's when you can use the defense cards.
And what does hers say? What's her defense ability?
So her defense is you may discard this card to avoid an attack, of course. If you do, draw a card.
There we go. They all have, most of them have abilities like that, so you definitely want to take advantage of that.
Very
I believe
useful
it's
abilities.
yeah, I believe it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Because you just bought Atrocitus. So I'm going to start with the Penguin. Now, this one is actually a good example for this game because some people get confused about this. Now, the Penguin reads, draw 2 cards, and then choose and discard 2 cards, right?
Mhm.
But he costs 3, so he also triggers Titan's Tower. And Titan's Tower says I draw a card whenever, the first time I play a card of cost 2 or 3, right?
Mhm.
So some people think that you can draw 3 cards with the Penguin because of Titan's Tower and then discard 2 cards. That's not the case. You have to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, then Teen Titans, because you have to complete the Penguin, then trigger Titan's Tower to draw your 3rd card. So
Okay.
that's a confusing one for some people. So that's a good example to come up. I'm gonna discard a kick, and I'll just discard the other kick. And then because of Teen Titans Tower, I can draw a card, which is another kick. So I'm still I'm flushing kicks.
It's a lot of kicks.
It is, yeah. I'm gonna play the kick, which gives me the 3 power, and that's gonna trigger Fortress of Solitude to draw another card. Oh, Scarecrow. 4/5 attack. Each foe gains a weakness. So do you have another defense floating around over there?
Unfortunately, no. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab.
So you got our first weakness of the game. Can we look at that real quick?
Yeah.
So it's like a vulnerability, right? In that it gives you 0 power, but the other more sadistic side of weakness is look at that VP value.
-1.
Yes, so it's not like a 0 VP card like the starters are. It's actually going to detract from your VP score. So that's something you want to try and destroy.
So if he wins by 1, all of you know that this was the moment
This
that
was
he
it.
won.
This made it happen. All right, so we're looking at 5 power right now, 6, 7, 8 with bulletproof, 9 and put a hero into my hand. I mean, I'm almost certain it's going to be John Jones again. But I do also have access to Swamp Thing. I just want to see what Parallax's ability is first.
Double the power you have for the turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with John Jones and go from 9 power to 18 power.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're going to buy Parallax. That's happening. And I have 6 left over, which is enough for me to buy both super speeds.
Oh, man.
Those are 2 defenses and 2 superpowers for me. That is a big swing in the right direction for my deck.
Batmobile and Doomsday are on the lineup.
Doomsday. All right. Let me get my hand ready here.
Look at this Doomsday art.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I do not have a defense card, do you?
Nor do I.
I'm just curious. All right, so let's just see what happens. All right, there's 2 villains left. This is one of them.
Ooh.
And it's Dark Side. Each player discards 2 cards unless he reveals a villain from his hand. So you do not need to defend against this one. And I can. I got Brainiac.
I have.
You'll notice that Brainiac is a supervillain and Ra's al Ghul is a supervillain, but they are both coded as villains as well, so they count. We are both good.
All right. Whew.
Yeah, we both avoided that one pretty narrowly.
So what I'm gonna do... All right. So I'm gonna play Cheetah, and I'm gonna gain Suicide Squad.
Smart, because I think you've already got 2 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I have a vulnerability, but I will be playing X-Ray Vision.
Oh, I'd like to see what this card is anyway, so... It is a kick.
Okay. It's better than nothing. So that's
course.
2, 3, and with Ra's al Ghul, that's 6 total. Let's see.
Oh, is that Doomsday Calling?
Hmm.
Or you want to lean in the Batmobile? Also a strong option for you.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It is.
Um. Oh God. Let me think about this for a second. You know what?
Hmm.
I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go for the Green Arrow again.
Okay, yeah, you
Uh,
want to get that VP? I get it.
Try to get that VP. And I believe Ra's al Ghul goes at the
Oh,
bottom of my deck, right?
we have another Suicide Squad out here for you when the time comes.
Very
We got
nice.
Supergirl for me if I want, but I'm not sure I do want. All right, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, did you use Ra's al Ghul's ability?
Yes.
Cool. It's an easy to miss
So
one.
let me draw my card. There we go.
All right, I'm gonna start with Nth Metal here. Now, Nth
Supergirl.
Metal, yeah, Supergirl gets free kicks. Nth Metal allows me to look at the top card of my deck. I may destroy it. We already looked at it during your turn. It's a kick. I'm going to destroy it. I've got enough of them. I would have rather destroy a punch, but destroying any card is still better than destroying no cards most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nth Metal is going to trigger Titan's Tower, and I will draw a card.
This is gonna be a turn. I can already tell.
It's not that bad, but maybe. We'll see. We're going to follow that up with Brainiac. Um, each foe reveals a random card from his hand. Play each revealed non-location. So you have to get a random card from your hand somehow. You can determine it however you want, and then I get to play it.
Okay, so do we have like a 6-sided die or something?
We got a D20, so you can just do like 1 through 4, 5 through blah blah blah, because
Yeah.
it breaks down. Yeah, 15. That would be their fourth card.
4th card. Lasso of Truth.
All right, so that is what, 1 power basically.
Yeah, so I think you get to play it, right?
Yep, yep. So that's 2 power for me total. 3, 4,
And this goes to my discard pile, right?
5, 6. I think it was just revealed, but I'll double check. Revealed means it would just go back. Yeah, it's
Okay,
revealed. So you just look at it and then it goes back.
cool.
So I only have 6 power. That's not really that impressive. But I will go ahead and get Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Single card that does what? Is it 4 power? Yeah, that's good to see.
And we got King of Atlantis. You may destroy a card in your discard pile. If you do so, +3, otherwise +1.
Yes.
So let's see what I want to do. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to start things off with the Joker. +2, and you choose between discarding a random card or I draw a card.
Um, I'm gonna let you draw a card. I'm good. I'm good where I am.
Yeah, it would be that card. I am not that surprised. Alright. Okay. So, at that point then, I will play Ra's al Ghul. I'm gonna play Lasso of Truth. And High Tech Hero. And draw a card because of my location.
Mhm. High Tech Hero gets a bonus from Lasso of Truth, right?
Yeah, so I got 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 so far.
Nice.
12 with Green Arrow. good old vulnerability, and 15 with utility belt.
There you go.
So I'm gonna take good old
That makes sense.
the big dog. And I believe that leaves me with 4, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Suicide Squad as well.
There it is. Okay, let's fill this lineup then.
Please let me get a defense card.
I I get that. I want King of Atlantis up there because we're on that last villain, and I didn't get to destroy like any starters. I know I destroyed a few, and I
Oh
know I
no.
sent vulnerabilities to you.
Yep. No defense card. Oh no.
All right, final villain. It is Felix Faust. Set one card in your hand in front of you, then pass each remaining card in your hand to the player on your left. Repeat this process until
Oh.
no cards remain in your hand. Oh, what am I keeping? All right, so basically we're drafting our own hands right now. All right, I'm gonna keep Doomsday,
Oh Jesus, why?
and I will send the rest to you to pick one from.
So we
You're gonna
each
keep
pick
the
one?
vulnerability. So yeah,
Oh,
basically you pick one to keep from your hand, and you pass the rest to the other player. That player gets to pick one, and then passes it back.
okay. So I'm gonna keep. Oh Jesus, why? I'm gonna keep Suicide Squad.
Okay. Oof. Oh.
I know.
Ooh.
I know. I know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take Dark Knight.
All right. I'm gonna
Well,
take. I'm gonna take Cheetah.
okay.
Does this go back? This all goes back to my hand.
It's your new hand. Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, keep going. We're gonna keep going until this is done. Like we do this for the entire collection.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So then it's my turn, and I'm gonna. Oh wait, no. It goes. So then I would have this hand. This would be traded back to me, and I'll take X-ray vision.
Okay. I'll take Catwoman.
All right, and then I go to this hand, and I'm gonna take a punch.
And I will take Scarecrow.
All right, I'll take the kick.
I'll get the good old vulnerability.
All right.
That was rough.
That is rough. Yeah, that was not helpful. All right. I guess I'll just start my turn then with, let's just start with X-ray vision and see what happens. What's the top card of your deck?
Vulnerability.
Oh, no good. Okay. The good news is I still get one because it's a superpower. I'm Superman. Additionally, it triggers Titan's Tower, drawing a card, and it triggers Fortress of Solitude, drawing another card. So still got a lot out of it.
Mhm.
Follow that up with Dark Knight, getting us to 3 power total, and gaining Batmobile. Doomsday, getting us to 7 power. 8 with a punch. 9, 10, 11 for being our first kick. 12 with this punch. And 14 with this kick.
So you could end the game
I
right
could just
now.
end it. It totally could, but I'm definitely want King of Atlantis. That leaves me with 9, which is not enough. So I will take Poison Ivy, and I will take Supergirl, and I will end it there.
All right, let's see what we got.
Oh,
Super
there's
strength, huh?
some of the best cards. Heat Vision and Super Strength are 2 cards I have been looking for this entire game.
All right,
And we still
let's
haven't seen Man of
see.
Steel.
Oh boy. So first off, I'm gonna play Cheetah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna take uh hmm. You know what? I'm gonna take Supergirl.
Okay.
And I will play Scarecrow. See, unless you can defend, you gain a weakness.
Oh, I didn't even look at my hand. Hold on. I'm going to use Bulletproof to defend.
All right.
I may discard this card to avoid an attack. If I do, I can draw a card, and then I may destroy a card in my discard pile.
Nice.
I'll probably just end up destroying a starter.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
goodbye
play
punch.
Catwoman. Draw a card. Yeah, I forgot it's that vulnerability. And Suicide Squad. So I got 6. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Heat Vision.
Ah, makes sense. Yep. Yep. All right, fill that lineup. We've got Robin now. Robin's like kind of the opposite of Bat Signal in that he draws an equipment from your discard pile, which is really good to alternate those. Like you can use a Robin to draw a Bat Signal, which you use to draw another Robin, which you use to draw another Bat Signal. And you kind of stack those, which is a lot of fun if you happen to be in that position. But I don't know that either of us are right now. I will start my turn with Super Speed here.
Ooh.
It's 1 power for being a superpower. I get to draw a card for it. Also, because of the superpower, it triggers Fortress of Solitude, drawing another card, and triggers Titan's Tower, drawing another card.
Jeez.
So that's really good. That's obviously what you want to see. I'm going to follow that up with another Super Speed. So I'm going to draw 1 card of that one, though. Because now that other stuff happens again. And then next, we're going to use the Penguin, drawing 2 cards and then discarding 2 cards.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm going to discard a punch. And okay, I actually got a hard choice. What's over here? Okay. Okay. I'm going to discard a kick from my other one. That's that. We're gonna start with John Jones. I should say we're gonna start generating power now with John Jones, who is going to copy Felix Faust's ability. You may put a card of each different cost from 0 to 8 from your discard pile into your hand.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think this might be over. It depends if I decide if I want to end this at this point, I think. So I'll take a 0 cost card. I'll take a 2 cost card. I'll take a 6 cost card. And a 5 cost card. Did I miss any? I didn't grab a 4 cost card, did I? No.
I don't think you grabbed a 3 cost card either.
Oh, you're right, I didn't. I guess I'll get that kick I discarded.
And Aquaman was your 5, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay. I'm really excited about this. So, my discard pile is obviously pretty full there. I was trying to figure out the discard earlier, how to make this work. I think I got it. So, we're going to go with Bat Signal, drawing a hero. I'm going to just put the stuff I haven't played left yet into my hand to make it a little bit clearer what's going on.
All right.
So I'm going to start with Bat Signal, drawing a hero from my discard pile. Wait, I didn't draw all those. Okay, that's not going to work. I think I drew my entire superpower stack instead of just the 1 kick. So I put those back. Sorry about that. All right, this isn't going to go be as cool as I was hoping then. Oh well. I'll still follow it up with another Bat Signal, getting another hero into my hand.
Oh, jeez.
And follow that up with King of Atlantis, destroying a card in my discard pile. So that's another punch gone. So power-wise, right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3 power. 2 for the Bat Signals and 1 for the first Super Speed.
Wouldn't it be 2 for the one of the super speeds? Oh no,
no,
1.
I get
My
plus
bad.
1 power. Yeah, it doesn't generate any power on its own. So yeah, it's just the 1 and then the 2, 3 from Bat Signals. We're gonna follow that up. Here's the disappointing part. I was gonna play Mara with a clear discard pile, but I can't now. So it's just gonna be 2 power. So 5 power. 9 with Doomsday. 10, 11, 12 with our first kick. 13, 14 of Dark Knight, gaining nth metal. 15 power of Batmobile. 16, 17, 18 with our first bulletproof. 19 with a punch. Use Supergirl to gain a kick. I think I was at 19, so that's 20, 21. All right, we got Poison Ivy here, which is 22, and she comes with an attack. I haven't read it yet, though. It is each foe discards the top card of their deck. If its cost is 1 or greater, you gain a weakness.
Ooh. Hey, it's
All right.
punch.
Yeah, it kind of saved you, if anything. So I'm at 22, 23, 24 of Green Arrow's bow, but that's another 2 towards supervillains. Not that that matters at this point.
Yeah.
And then finally, the killing blow here. Parallax doubles that, getting us to 48 power.
Jeez. I think people can see why I brought you on to help with this series.
I'm no master. I just play the game a lot. I know how things can work. So I'll give super strength for 7.
I mean, just buy it all.
I'm gonna buy it all. Yeah, yeah. My thought is, do I want to keep playing or should we just end it? I think I'm just gonna take my lead here and buy the villain and end it. It just seems like the right thing to do.
Sometimes you just got to put down your enemy, you know?
The mercy rule, like we're Little League here.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think at this point is when you would count the victory points, right?
Yeah, I think Tabletop Simulator has a little calculator for us to like just weigh the cards on, and then it just tells us.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, you can go through them all and you can count them, and then certain cards have abilities. But I believe in Tabletop Simulator, we can just make one deck out of all the cards we own and put them on the scale, and it should be at the top there.
Let's see what we got.
Don't forget your location.
Yeah. Check scores. All right, I'm gonna leave it here so we can do it at the same time.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to.
And do we know if it calculates with the abilities too?
You know, I don't know for sure, so we should probably double check it by hand anyway. But if it's a good time to find out, right?
Yep.
All right, I have. Come on, no. Stay in the deck. Oh, come on, everyone. All right, here we go. I think I am ready when you are.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Okay. Check scores.
Oh!
Oh!
No way.
That's incredible. Wait, hold on. Did I? Oh no, I didn't. I did. Okay. I thought maybe I forgot to add Felix Faust after defeating him. Well done.
Wow, by 1.
Should we check it? You still want to check it by hand?
Yeah, you know, let's check it by hand. Let's check it by hand.
Okay.
So after recounting the numbers, we did confirm that the scale was correct. And I think it's a little funny that when I got this weakness, I said it would suck if I lost by 1, but now granted, it was a mercy victory because he could have just as easily have bought a bunch of kicks to win, but I'll take the mercy. I'll take the mercy win.
This time. Now you know what's going on. We have more games to go.
Exactly. And then things will get especially crazy once we jump into the crisis mode where we'll actually be working together.
Correct. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Well, like I said, everyone, it might not be every week, but you will definitely be seeing more DC deck building game in the future. I want to thank Mr. Bear again, and once again, the link to his YouTube channel will be down below. Be sure to go show him some love, join his Discord, join the league if the game interests you. He has a great community over there, and I'm sure if you have any questions, people will be more than happy to help you out.
Definitely, every time.
Anything closing you'd like to say?
No, no, I'm looking forward to doing more of these. It's not very often I get to play some of the modes. I play Crisis. I play, 3 games a week usually through
Mhm.
the league. So it's not often I get to play the other modes. So I'm looking forward to doing more videos here and exploring some of the sets that we don't get to use in the league too often. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. I'm excited too. And thank you again, everyone, for being here. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.